Hello there and welcome to this training session. I will be your host today, so before we start, let me tell you a bit about myself. I believe that my purpose is to be an inspirational teacher to a vast number of people, increasing their level of awareness for them to grow towards a different way of thinking, speaking, and doing. That is my passion. Now, I started out as a social worker many years ago, and after that qualified in a few other areas as well. In 1994, I started Casual Day, Loslit Dag, in South Africa. I owned the trademarks and ran the project successfully for 18 years. I also initiated the National Tacky Tax Day, very successful national fundraising project which was taken over by Epilepsy South Africa and SAVF in 2016. I've been doing public speaking and training for probably the last 20 years. And here I wear two hats. On the one side, I'm very involved in empowering people working in the non-profit sector, where I specialize in fundraising and marketing training, mostly through my NPO Fundraising Forum. Over the years, I have worked with and trained at hundreds of organizations, both big and small, and it was a real joy for me to be involved with each and every one of them. Now, on the other side, I am incredibly passionate about personal development, and here I also work in the corporate sector with various training programs, public speaking, and a lot of coaching. I am a qualified neuro coach, which adds to me fulfilling my purpose, increasing awareness for people to grow towards a different way of living. Back home, I am just a plain Jane. Being on my motorbike makes me happy. I love to travel, and I do not think twice about going to a new destination or simply exploring a different part of the world. I am married, I have a gorgeous son, and I speak cat fluently. I firmly believe that you will be happy if you have a cat on your lap. I'm also a radio presenter, and I've been involved with various radio stations over many years. You can find me on Facebook at Annelies de Jager or at my website, which is anneliesdejager.com. My online training academy is at anneliesdejager.training, where you will find many programs in both the personal development field as well as the non-profit training area. Lastly, I want to invite you to become part of my personal development community. Every Friday, I distribute via WhatsApp a 1-minute audio or video clip. The Afrikaans version is called Pitkos vir die Pad, and the English version is known as Coffee for Your Soul. If you would like to receive this 1-minute gift from me every Friday, then please send a WhatsApp to the number that you see on the screen. I need your name, your email address, and the name of your organization or the company where you work, just so that I can add you to the correct personal development group. It would be an honor for me to add value to you in this way. Now, you enrolled today because on some level you felt that you needed it. Well done for showing up and for actually being here. I now want to challenge you to put your phone on non-disturb mode. Close your email program, not to be disturbed by incoming mails. Close the door. Minimize all distractions around you. To get the most value from this session, I need you to be 100% present while we are spending time together. I promise you that your world and all the urgencies will still be there when I am finished. Okay, that's enough about me. Let's get going. Yes, well done for showing up. Congratulations for registering for this webinar, where we are going to talk today about the NPO Fundraising Forum. This is an information session. I want to tell you everything. I want to answer all your questions because I need you, I want you, I wish for you to enroll as a member of the NPO Fundraising Forum. Why? Well, because I want to take the journey of sustaining your organization financially with you. I want to be part of this journey with you. I want to be there for you and help you and guide you through the way. I want to tell you, I want to show you that fundraising is not difficult. And fundraising is possible. It's not this big bad monster in our lives. It is possible. And guess what? You can do it. Now, when I set up this webinar, I asked you to do a little survey and I asked you 2 questions. In the first question, I asked you, are you happy with your organization's current funds that you have available for your services? And 3% of the audience said, yes, we are happy. 31% said, well, we're sort of happy with what we have. 58% of you guys, and I must say that just over 400 people registered for this webinar, 58% of you guys said we are not happy at all about our fundraising efforts. And sadly, 8% of the people said, you know what, we are on the brink of closing our doors. Now, to the 3% of the people that said we are happy, I want to say to all of you, well done, that's great. But I also saw that in the second question, you had some concerns about the fact that you've got enough money now, but you don't know if it will last very long. So let's take it to the second question. In the second question, I asked you, if you do not have enough funds, what do you think is the biggest reason for your organization's lack of funds? And I got various answers. Alarmingly, about 40% of you guys, and I mean, there is, let me just show you, there's a lot of people that responded. Just about 60% of the people responded to the survey. And a lot of you guys said, we are not financially sustainable because government doesn't give us enough money. I mean, somewhere around subsidies, government, whatever. Now, listen to me nicely. I want to say to you, if you are waiting for government and for some other department to fund your organization, stop waiting. It's not going to happen. Wake up and smell the roses. This is not going to happen. Even if they do fund you, it's going to be a journey with lots of problems, with subsidies being paid late. And even if you do get subsidies for the services that you render, it's not going to be enough. I mean, ask any big organization that do get subsidies from government. You pay a price to have subsidies. And even if you do, the subsidies will never cover all your costs. So for those of you that had anything to say about, oh, we don't have enough money because government doesn't sponsor us, wake up. It's not going to happen. Let me see. Miriam Moza said a lack of fundraising opportunities. Well, Miriam, no, you got it all wrong. There's a lot of fundraising opportunities. You just don't see them. Karen said we don't have a financial and a marketing strategy. Well, Karen, that might be very well the reason for you not being successful. Nikki said because we're relying only on one source, the lotto. Well, the lotto can fill a big gap in your fundraising strategy, but you cannot rely on the lotto alone. You have to have other ways of raising funds. Johan Verster said the lack of chasing donors and other possible funders. Well, that is very, very true. Khomotso said the lack of campaigning. Vida Solomon said the lack of fundraising. So you guys actually know that you don't have money because you don't do any fundraising. I mean, this is not a very difficult calculation to do. Molefe said no sponsors and funders. Well, Molefe, let me share with you that there are sponsors and there are funders, but they're not going to jump at you from heaven. you need to go and find them. You need to put a strategy in place where you can tap into the donors and funders that are available. Let me see here. Voters said unlimited time and resources to access donors. Now, the limited time thing is a very real reason for organizations not having enough money to sustain their services, because they don't have a fundraiser. Often the fundraising is left for the social worker or for management or for the secretary to do. And then they complain to say, we don't have funds, but hey, wake up. You don't have somebody to do the fundraising. So one person doing 3 people's jobs. Alfred said a shrinking donor base. Yes, Alfred, I can very much believe that could be a reason for you not having enough money, which is why you should work on your donor and your database every day of the week. Chantal Coetzee says, I have tried countless ways to raise funds, but people just don't give to this cause. Well, Chantal, I don't know what your cause is, but let me tell you, that is not true. People give regardless of the cause, because people give to people where there is a relationship. Do not let your cause be the reason or the excuse for you to say, I can't raise money and that's why I don't have it in my organization. I think Sari de Jager, Sari, you actually nailed it on the head when you said, we don't have trained fundraisers. Our fundraisers are not committed. I can carry on with this list. Albert said we are situated in an economically challenged community. Well, Albert, what about online fundraising? You're not supposed to only raise funds in your community. Fundraising, I mean, the sky's the limits. There's no geographical limitations when you do fundraising. Let us start right in the beginning. I'm going to start my PowerPoint and then jump into the corner when I share with you that when we get involved in a charity organization, we often get involved with the fuzzy feeling that I want to do good. I want to change the world. I want to help people. I want to solve problems. I want to save. I want to rescue. You've got this fuzzy feeling around your heart and that the need to do good. But here's the reality. The fact that you have a worthy cause, an NPO number, a PBO number, Article 18A status, all of that does not mean that you will receive funds for your organization. It just doesn't happen. So at some point then people wake up and they say, oh my goodness, but I don't have the necessary skills. I don't have the money that I need. I thought if I register an NPO, I have a worthy cause, the money will just flow in. Well, I'm sure that the well-established NGOs will tell you that is not the case. Fundraising is not easy, but fundraising is very, very simple. All you need to do is to empower yourself to do it. Why is it that I see NGOs like the 8% that I just shared with you that are closing their doors, yet there are other people who are thriving, even right in the middle of COVID? NGOs told me they are making more money than ever before. Are they better than what you are? No, they just do things differently. That is the difference between you that are struggling and another organization that is not struggling. They just do things differently. So in the NPO Fundraising Forum, I want to encourage you to change the way you think. The very first session in this training session is to change the way that you think about money. Fundraising is about only one thing, money. And if you subconsciously believe that money is the root of all evil, then, well, you're never going to attract it on a conscious level. How important is fundraising for you? When you wake up in the morning, is it the first thing that you think about? Or do you jump out of bed and run to the office excited to start doing your fundraising? Most people don't. And because it's not that high on our value list, most people find very valuable, they call it reasons, I call it excuses for not raising funds. Do you know how many how many mails I received before this webinar of people saying, oh, I'm so sorry, I scheduled to be with you today, but I can't because something more urgent came up. At least 50. I want to ask you, what could be more urgent than your organization's financial survival? What could be more urgent? Go and save, help and serve someone? Well, let me tell you, I think that often we as NGOs need to save, serve and rescue less and rather raise funds to ensure that we can save, serve and rescue tomorrow still. And to do that, we need to empower ourselves with the necessary skills in order to become better fundraisers. So I want to encourage you today to join the NPO Fundraising Forum, because when you do that and when you work through the program, it will change the way you think about fundraising, and you will be equipped with the necessary skills. And I can guarantee that if you implement what I teach you, well, you will be successful. I've seen that through many years, so I can with pretty confidence guarantee you that. Fundraising is not begging. If that's your version, if that's your view of fundraising, I want to say, get over yourself, get it out of your head. Fundraising is not begging. Yet so often we as charity organizations go to our donors with a begging mentality. We go there saying, help, please help, we're closing our doors. What is fundraising? Fundraising is building relationships. And if you can't build relationships, well, then you're not allowed to ask for money. If you have good relationships, the money will come almost automatically. Yet, most often, the public, when they see somebody from a wealthy organization, they go like, oh my goodness, let me run away. She's going to ask me for money again. Because, how would you feel if you're walking just happily on this pavement in the street, and somebody storms up to you and say, please help me, I need some money. We don't like that, hey? Yet, if a friend phones you or sends you a WhatsApp or email to say, I'm in real trouble, I need your help, what will you do? Probably leave everything and jump to that friend's immediately. Why? Because there is a relationship. Now, I'm sure that all of you watching this video want to make a difference. Am I right? Yes, you want to make a difference. You want to change the world. You want to address the need out there. But in order to make the difference, we can't only do the fuzzy part of being involved in an organization. We can't only pick up the children, play with the cats, read stories to the older people, spend time with somebody who is disabled. We can't do that. If we really want to make a difference in the lives of these people, we need to become better fundraisers. It's as easy as that. This is not brain surgery, because everything that you do in your organization relates back to money. Am I correct to say that if you have more money, you'll be able to extend your services? You can help more people. You can help more animals. Well, I'm pretty sure I'm correct to say that. If you have more money, you can help more people. You can have a bigger footprint with the services that you render. So, shouldn't fundraising be the number one priority on the agenda of the organization? Because of this and because of the need of fundraising, I have started a couple of years ago my online training academy. I want to help you, serve you, and and enable you, empower you to become a better fundraiser. And I have started this online training academy to be able to serve each and every person in the corner of our country. At a time when it's convenient to you, you can watch the video. So we don't have to look out for load shedding anymore. You don't have to look for your program anymore. You can watch the video on a Sunday morning lying in bed. You can be empowered regarding a specific topic of fundraising and many other fundraising related topics or personal development topics. My online training academy is situated at anneliesdejager.training. If you go there, you're going to see this slide and you will be able to access the programs. Now, often I get email from organizations that say, please help me, I need a fundraiser. And it's almost as if they want to outsource the survival of their organization. I know I generalize when I say this, but I mean, it's true more often than not, that people don't know how to raise funds. Management don't know how to raise funds. And when I say management, I'm talking board level as well as paid staff members, management members. They don't know how fundraising works, but so they just shove it off to some palooka that they appoint who's got a big mouth about fundraising. But because management doesn't know how fundraising works, this person on ground level can do whatever they want to. And only like 6 months down the line, they realize, oh my goodness, this person is more talk than action, and then even have to get rid of him. People are wary about appointing fundraisers. Why? Because they've got bad experience with fundraisers. There's such an outcry for finding a job in South Africa. Well, let me tell you today, if you empower yourself as a fundraiser, you will never have to look for a job again. You will be able to serve the cause that is close to your heart. You will always be able to find a job. So whether you want to be or are a full-time fundraiser, or whether you are the social worker or in the management position of your organization, you need to empower yourself about how fundraising works. Even if you don't do the fundraising afterwards, you don't sit there with the databases, you don't actually sort out the programs on social media, you need to understand what needs to happen in order to manage the staff member that needs to do, whose sole responsibility it is. Now on the screen, you'll see 4 sections. I call those the 4 pillars of any successful charity organization. And by the way, let me interrupt myself. I know that a lot of you guys don't like it when I use the word charity. I've had some angry emails about that. Or when I talk about welfare organizations. But I often use those terms because I hate talking about you as a non-profit organization. I believe that there is life and death in the words that we use. So how can we talk about ourselves as non-profit organizations, as if we don't want to make a profit? You must make a profit in your organization. But unlike an ordinary company that will use that profit for a holiday home for the directors, you use your profit to serve more people and animals. So I hate the word non-profit organization. So back to the slide. You'll see there the 4 pillars of any charity organization. First of all, powerful, passionate people. Secondly, terrific technology. The 3rd pillar is magic marketing. And the last one, fearless fundraising. Now, looking at those 4 pillars, which one do you think is the most important one? What do you think? Powerful people, terrific technology, marketing, or fundraising? Maybe you think fundraising, but in this case not. I want to say something so important, and just write this down. People
is the most important thing in any organization. I mean, what makes up an organization? An organization is not made up of a building, vehicles, offices, and computers. An organization is made up by the people involved in that organization. That's what forms an organization. And if you tell me that you have problems in fundraising, I can say to you that the problem is either with your people, not using terrific technology, and not having a marketing strategy. Maybe you don't have people, as so many of the people said in this survey. We don't have somebody to do the job. Well, actually, it's kind of nice to know why you're not successful. Because you know that if that's the reason, I don't have people, then you know that if you do get somebody to do the job, then you will be successful. This is not very difficult calculation. But as long as we blame the government, the weather, corruption, economy, the donors, then it's out of our control. I want you today to accept responsibility for the fundraising in your organization. If you don't do it, nobody's going to do it. I want to speak to Andile, to Karen, to Francisco, to Sharon, to Amy, to Melissa, Victor, Nick, Dolly, Wouter, Annika, Karain, Charlene, Asanti, Marco, Marianne. I want to speak to you guys. I want to say, you are responsible. It's up to you. Now, maybe you do have somebody in the people block, but that person is the kind of person who gets up at 6 in the morning, but only wakes up at 8 or 10. I'm sure you know what I mean. Sometimes we got people working, and I'm sadly, and then it's not only in the charity sector. I mean, in any sector in life, but we're speaking today about the charity sector. So let me focus on that. There are a high level of uselessness in the charity sector. If you are in management, I want to say to you today, your staff are not your clients. If a staff member does not perform well, get rid of him or her. Your first priority is the people or animals that you serve, not your staff. So if you've got somebody in the people block that is useless and not doing what they need to do, get rid of them and get yourself a qualified, skilled, energetic person who can use technology, who can set up a marketing strategy. And if you do that, I can guarantee you that your fundraising will be successful, because fundraising is the end result of people, technology, and marketing. You'll see on the screen now a building, I call it the 5 building blocks for successful fundraising. And I'm briefly showing you this. We don't have time to go into each and every block. If you look at the program, Building Blocks for Successful Fundraising, I will explain this entire slide. But I'm showing this to you today to tell you that fundraising is not just one thing. Fundraising is a combination of things that needs to work together for the desired results. Yes, events is one tiny little block in the bottom right-hand corner, but it's only one thing. I got such a pain when I received in 2020, 2021 newsletters from NGOs saying, please help us with our funds because of COVID, we can't do any fundraising. No, that's nonsense. You're lying to your donors. What you actually mean is we couldn't do any events. Events is one way of raising funds, but there's a whole load of other things that you can do to raise funds. So I'm showing this to you to say fundraising is not just one ingredient. There's lots of things that can be done. If you look bottom left-hand corner, who was it in our research that said we are in a small community? We don't have people that support us. Well, I want to say to you, look at your proposals, social media platforms and online fundraising platforms. That they don't have a geographical limit. You can reach people on the moon if you are clever enough. Why do we talk about marketing? Well, fundraising and marketing goes together. They are married to each other. through your marketing strategy, you say to people why they should support you. And through your fundraising strategy, you say to people how they can support you. So the one cannot survive without the other. Marketing and fundraising goes together. Now, I know that by now you say, oh my goodness, how much is this going to cost? I want to be part of the NPO Fundraising Forum. I want to empower myself and my team to become better fundraisers, because we now realize how important this is in our organization. But how much is it going to cost me? Hang in there. I am going to answer that question, I promise you. I just first want to tell you what am I going to do, or what topics am I going to cover as part of you being a member in the NPO Fundraising Forum.
Hello, I'm Kay Ross from the Marion Rose Foundation. If you are wanting to gain practical tips on running almost every aspect of your NPO, I highly recommend the NPO Fundraising Forum by Annelies de Jager. We were given simple and effective tools on how to make whatever you do, from writing proposals, developing databases, and marketing your organization on social media. Annelies encourages you and motivates you to make changes, and almost immediately we were seeing better results in our organization. Thank you, Annelies, for opening my mind and taking me out of my comfort zone.
Good evening. My name is Moira Domine. I'm from a NPO called Women with Vision in East London. We started with Annelies on her training program last year. The training is very effective. We've loved every session that we've had so far, and we've learned so much. She has taught us about fundraising using different methods, including marketing, how we market to different people, the importance of relationship building, database, your email system, and understanding your sponsors as a whole. I would highly recommend the training program that she has. It will be money well invested.
Good day. I'm Elaine Brinkman from Guardians of Hope, Place of Safety in East London. We care for babies that are abandoned, given up for adoption, and abused little ones. So I have attended the training NPO Fundraising with Annelies de Jager, and I can honestly say this is one of the best investments that we have done for our organization. The things that she has taught us were absolute aha moments, things that you just would never have ever thought about. She has made such a huge difference, and I really look forward to taking Guardians of Hope to new heights, new levels, and making lots of money for our organization so that we can continue this incredible work that we are doing for the vulnerable babies in our community. Thank you very much, Annelies.
Well, I'm going to start this whole training series, start with two very important sessions. The first one is, how do you think about money? I think it's important as a ground rule, as the foundation of your training as a fundraiser, is to address your personal relationship with money. How do you think about money? Because if subconsciously you think that money is the root of all evil, you're never going to attract it on a conscious level. I think it's important to understand what is fundraising. If your version is still that fundraising is begging, well, then you're not going to be successful. I want to explain to you what fundraising really is. I also have a full session on legalities and governance of an NGO. I get a real pain when I send an invoice to an NGO and I ask them, are you VAT registered? And they come back with an answer saying, no, we're not registered for VAT. We are an NPO. Come on. You know, when somebody answers me that, I just want to scream, because there's money lying on the floor that you don't pick up because you're not VAT registered. It's two totally separate issues. Come on, ladies and gentlemen, even if you are an established organization, it is people in the NGO sector, you all have the responsibility to understand the legalities and governance part of an NGO so that you can empower your staff members, other people, your donors, so that you know for yourself how this works. Session 4 is what I've just showed you in an earlier slide, the 5 building blocks of a successful fundraising strategy. Then I talk about marketing. As I said, the two of them go together. There's also a session on images. This is photographs, and a session on videos. Now, photographs and videos are the window to the soul of your organization. That's how you show to the world who you are and what you do. So in order to do that, you need to have good images, catching videos, and you need to know 2 parts. First of all, you need the technical skills in taking photos and videos, and thank goodness nowadays with smartphones and technology, it's so easy to get it right. But you also need, on the content side, you need to know, what can I photograph? What should I photograph? And the age-old excuse to say, we cannot show the people that we render a service to. That is nonsense. What it actually is you might not be legally, you might not have permission to reveal their identity. You see, that's a different thing. It's terrible for me when I see on social media where people, especially in the children organizations, people put pictures of children where they scratch out their eyes, put a block over their eyes. I mean, it's humiliating. It's not showing that person in a kind, respectful way. You can show the people that you work with in a kind, respectful, touch my heart kind of way without revealing their identity. I have a program on pop here because, I mean, it's a thing in South Africa now. Not that I think it works. I get more spam than ever before. So stay within the rules of pop here, but don't let it paralyze you. I'm going to explain it all to you in that program. And then there are 3 programs about databases. A database is the heart of any wealthy organization. It's the heart of any business. So you need to work almost daily on your databases. How will you send out electronic newsletters if you don't have a database? How will you do online fundraising? How will you invite people to your events and your functions? How will you open up your charity shop and get lots of donations if you don't have a database? Come on, guys. It's the starting point of fundraising. Last on this screen is your website. There is an entire program on your website, and where I specifically focus on how to set up an online shop. Now, rest in peace. I'm not going to, or be at peace, or whatever you say it in English. Don't be alarmed. I am not going to try and develop you or turn you into a web developer in that program. But it's important that you understand how cyberspace works and how a website works. You will see then that it's not difficult. The majority of the work in setting up a website is work that you need to do, not the web developer. I heard the other day one of my NGOs had a website done, and it was a very plain website. There was not a lot of bells and whistles, and they were charged 60,000 Rand to do it. I wanted to cry when I saw that, because I mean that was really not worth 60,000 Rand. But because the management, the people working in that organization were so clueless about what needed to be done, some guy with, lots of fancy words came and spoke to them and convinced them to pay that kind of money. This program about websites is there for you to empower yourself so that you are knowledgeable about the subject, and never ever will anybody be able to take you for a ride. There's 3 programs on social media. For those of you that don't, well, I used to think that you can't really raise money on social media. Way back in the days, I said that social media is there to form relationships and to build relationships. Well, I've been proven wrong by some of my charity organizations. And in those programs, I'm going to introduce you to a lady that raises, it's a fairly big organization, and they raise 80% of their annual income through Facebook alone. It is possible to raise money via social media. And if you don't do it, well, you are missing out big time. Charity shop. Do you have a charity shop? If not, why not? And if you do have a charity shop, is your charity shop functioning at its optimal level that it can? Is it linked to the rest of your building blocks of fundraising? Or is it something, all on its own in the corner of your fundraising strategy? I'm going to show you videos in that program of NGOs that are making a killing with their with their charity shops. So if you don't already have one, make sure to watch that program. There is a program on proposals, on online fundraising and giving via mobile. Now, especially since COVID, we've got no excuse anymore to not do online fundraising. People don't take out their checkbooks anymore to donate. They take out their phones. And if you are not set up to do proper online fundraising, if you haven't put the systems in place for people to give through their mobile phones, well, you know what? Then I understand why you don't have money in your organizations. Electronic newsletters and mass emails is an entire program. And then testimonials. Oh my goodness, so very few, hardly any charity organizations use testimonials. Where in the business world, every second business use it. So here I teach you how to use, where to use, what to do. I give you all the details. Also, there's a program on how to do a radio interview, and yes, I do talk about events as well. There's a program on ambassadors, volunteers, branding. The list is long. Now, some of these programs are available to buy as separate programs. If you feel that you don't want to enroll in the entire NPO Fundraising Forum, but you just want one program, for instance, you just want to learn more about online fundraising, then you can buy the online fundraising and money via mobile programs. You can buy only the database program. You can buy the testimonial program, the governance program, the social media program. There's a couple of things that you can buy as standalone programs as well. But the besties and the most cost-effective thing to do is to enroll as a member of the NPO Fundraising Forum, because then you will get all the programs. It will work out much cheaper. So self-care in the NGO sector, that's another free program. Stop making excuses and start making changes. Well, that's one that most of you should watch. It's also a free webinar replay. Come on, guys, there's a lot of information in the online training academy, anneliesdejager.training.
Hi all, my name is Manuela Loubser. I'm the marketing manager for Kungwini Welfare Organization. I have been attending the training presented by Annelies de Jager, the NPO Fundraising Forum. It has definitely added a lot of value and knowledge in my life, made me think of different ways of raising funds, different ways of doing things. And trust me, if you've got a positive attitude and a good coach like Annelies de Jager, you are on the right track. Awesome training, Annelies.
Hi, I'm Charlotte Forster, fundraiser for Meals on Wheels. I've been attending the training with Annelies on the NPO Fundraising Forum since it began in September 2020. The NPO world is relatively new to me, so any new ideas and inputs broadened my way of thinking, changed my vision, and opened a whole new world to me. I strongly recommend this training. Every rand spent and every minute of training is so worthwhile. Years of experience and knowledge is shared in a most friendly manner. Do yourself and your organization the favor and register for the training.
I'm Johan Gerber, Director of TRIS Training Center for People with Intellectual Disabilities. We're an NPO situated in Klerksdorp. If you ever wanted to upskill yourself in marketing and fundraising, you have to visit www.anneliesdejager.training. I didn't know much about marketing or fundraising, but after getting in touch with Annelies, a whole new world opened for me. If you need motivation, information, or just get energized by a vibrant personality, get in touch with Annelies and enroll in one of her programs. I promise you, you won't be sorry.
Okay, now let's get to that question where you say, oh my goodness, I want to be empowered with all the topics that you've just shared with us, but how on earth, how much is that going to cost? Well, not that much. When you enroll as a member, there are 2 membership options. And the first one that you see on the screen right now is your your individual membership. So for individual membership, means that one person will have access to the Online Training Academy videos. And you can become a member there by either paying a once-off fee or to pay a monthly fee. Now, the NPO Fundraising Forum is over the course of 12 months. So you'll see by the numbers that it's cheaper to just pay the once-off fee, get it out of your universe, and then you sort it for the next 12 months. And you, by the way, get 2 months free of charge. If not, and if you say, well, I'd rather pay the monthly fee, you can do that as well. And that means that you will need to log onto the system and put your credit card details in. It's 100% safe, I can guarantee you. And then every month on the same day, an amount of 320 Rand will be deducted from your credit card. This is the individual membership option. But there's also an office membership option. In this case, you have the option of enrolling 5 people in the program. This is the cheapest option. It works out to something like 60 Rand per person per session. It's really, really not money. The question is not, can I afford it? The question, ladies and gentlemen, is, can you afford to not be part of the NPO Fundraising Forum? Either as an individual or as an office. I want to beg you to change the financial reality of your organization. If you don't change anything, you're going to be in exactly the same position as you were last year this time, or next year this time. I'm talking dear mekaar. You're going to be in exactly the same position next year this time as what you are now. Nothing's going to change. You see, we want money, but we don't want the solution to get more money. We just want the instantaneous, immediate gratification of government giving us a lot of money, of a donor phoning us to say, here's $1 million, go save the world. We want that instant, easy money. Most people are not prepared to do the fundraising to get the money. So there is an option for individual membership or for office membership. In office membership, you can enroll 5 people from the same office in the program. Now let's get to the details of this. How do you join? If you choose the once-off payment, you are most welcome to go through the system on my website, and I will give you the link a little bit later, and then click where you need to click and pay online. But you could also send me an email to info@Annelies, and I'll be more than happy to supply you with an invoice. You can then make an EFT and get it out of the way for the next 12 months. If you prefer to go for the monthly payment option, you have to register via my website. Go, click where you need to click, do what you need to do, and then pay your fees monthly. So you can either do it via an EFT or via the system, depending on what you are, the type of membership that you choose. You might think, well, what if people in my office change? If I now buy a membership for our fundraiser, but our fundraiser goes away or fall pregnant or whatever, for whatever reason it's not there anymore, now I've wasted that money. I want to say no. If your fundraiser is not there anymore, you are most welcome to give me a call, and I will take that person off the program and at my own expense enroll another person into the program. Same goes for the 5 people in your office that you enroll in the office membership. Now, I think it's brilliant if you enroll your entire office, because As you will see in my training, fundraising is a team effort. Even though it's not the sole responsibility of the social worker or the secretary or the manager, everyone needs to contribute to the success of the fundraising. But maybe there's staff turnovers and some of your people leave during the 12 months. Once again, at my own expense, I will enroll the new people who have replaced the old people. When will it start? Well, it will start as soon as you enroll, because the videos are all pre-recorded. They are there, they are ready, and the first one is already waiting for you. Who will do the training? Well, I will do the training, most of it, but I'm not the only one. I also, from time to time, get people from the NGO sector who are experts in their field. They know a lot more than what I do. I get them to talk to you because I know that we can all learn so much from each other, but the majority of the training will be done by me. What if I miss a session? Well, you can't really miss a session because the videos are there and you have access to the videos for 12 months. How long will the training sessions be available? I've just said it, 12 months. And once you have watched a video, it won't disappear. It will lie there. And even after 12 months, you can go back to the first session, watch it again and again, as many times as you wish. Will you get a certificate of recognition? For sure you will, but only if you have actually watched the videos. I mean, I'm not going to give you a certificate if you didn't watch the program. That would be kind of silly. And I can see whether you have watched the videos or not. Will this make me a better fundraiser? That is a very big yes. I can guarantee you it will make you a better fundraiser. But simply enrolling as a member of the NPO Fundraising Forum, that's not going to do anything. You have to actually watch the videos. You have to actually do the work. So how it works is that every 2 weeks, you will get a new video. How long is the videos? About an hour each. Some of them a bit longer because I want to go into the depth of each topic. So sometimes it's a bit longer, but it's never more than 2 hours. So every 2 weeks, you're going to receive an email from me where I'm going to remind you that there is a new session available for you to watch. You will then have 2 weeks to watch that video until the next one comes along 2 weeks later. And regardless of when in the year you enroll, your membership will last for 12 months. How do you know this will work? You might think, well, let me say to you, I am 100% committed to helping you. But I can only teach you if your need to learn is bigger than my desire to teach. I am training my heart out. I will give you so much, much more than what you bargained for. But I can only help you if your need to learn is bigger than my desire to teach. So it's all up to you. I want to say, don't join if you are not 100% committed to your own personal growth and to the growth of your organization. And before I end off, I want to share with you a live function that I am doing in Gauteng on the 16th of November. So in the replay video of this webinar, I will give you a link in the email. I will give you a link to register for that. And I'll also send, I think tomorrow there's going out a mass mail where I will give you the link to register for this event. The last time I did a live event in Gauteng is 3 years ago. So it's about time I do that again. It's going to take place in Centurion on Wednesday, the 16th of November. And my topic for the morning will be online fundraising. And in the afternoon, I'm going to focus on self-care in the NGO sector. I think that we as NGOs don't do enough for ourselves. We constantly give. We empty ourselves. We empty our souls to help, to save, to rescue, to serve. And in the end, there's nothing more to give. So that is a very valuable session. It's going to be great. I'm going to buy you lunch. We're going to have lots of refreshments and fun together. It's going to be a day to remember. And you can get all of that for only 950 Rand. Now, what is in addition to that is that you will get access to online programs worth 1,300 Rand. So it kind of makes financial sense from your side to say that, okay, you're going to be with me for the entire day. It's a function with all the bells and whistles. You're going to have lunch, refreshments. You're going to meet colleagues. You're going to socialize with people, have a good time. It will cost you 950, but you're going to get 1,300 Rands worth of online programs free of charge. So, I mean, that sounds like a good deal to me. Make sure if you are in or close to Gauteng that you join me for that live event on the 16th of November. So before we go, I want to just quickly remind you that the online training academy is at anneliesdejager.training. And if you want to book to become a member of the NPO Fundraising Forum, then go to anneliesdejager.com/shop. Well, if you just go to the website, anneliesdejager.com, you will see that there is a link at the bottom, at the top, that says shop. You could also just click on training, NPO Fundraising Forum, and that will bring you to the NPO Fundraising Forum page from where you can also enroll. And then, as I've said in the introduction, every Friday I send out a purely personal development audio or video clip, never longer than 1 minute, sometimes 90 seconds, but never longer than that. If you would like to receive that free of charge, then please send me a WhatsApp to the number that you see on the screen now. So take out your phone quickly, take a photograph of the screen so that you have the number. I need your name, and please write there NGO so that I know that you are from an NGO and that I will be able to invite you to the correct group. Yeah, I'm sure you all got that by now. And then once again, just a quick reminder, the online fundraising event, a live event about online fundraising on the 16th of November in Gauteng. Well, that is done with my presentation. Thank you for being with me for this presentation. I know that I am able to serve you, to help you, to assist you, to be with you, to become a better fundraiser. I know I've done it long enough. I did something the other day that I was really scared of. And I said to the person, I said, I'm really scared to do this. And she said to me, don't worry, I trust myself to do this. Now I want to say to you, I trust myself to know that I can assist you in becoming a better fundraiser. It is not difficult. It is very simple. As I said earlier, no, it's not easy. If it was easy, everyone would do it. But come on, you can. And you know that having money is the foundation, the core, the survival of your organization. Thank you for giving me an hour of your life. And thank you for the work that you do through your organization. May God bless you abundantly. I'm saying goodbye, wishing you health. May you have peace. May you have joy in your life. And most of all, may you continue to serve the people around you. I hope to see you soon as a member of the NPO Fundraising Forum. Bye-bye.